Hello, everybody, and welcome to GDQ Hotfix. Welcome to Treefort. I'm your host, lizstar, and I have an amazing show for you today. Who here loves Pokemon? We all love Pokemon, and if you don't love Pokemon, you don't exist. And I'm very sorry to hear that. But there are a few Pokemon games that are just a little underloved and kind of forgotten. We all remember these games, but we don't really remember them. And today, we take that time to showcase some amazing Pokemon games that you may have forgotten. Starting with the Pokemon trading card game. Before we get into it, though, I have some stuff to tell y'all. Let me go ahead and pull it up, because I was unprepared. Just so y'all know, a few announcements. For AGDQ 2020, the submissions start on August 22nd to September 2nd, so get ready with your submissions, everyone. And the schedule, by the way, for GDQX comes out today, Dio willing, around 9-ish. Later on today, we're going to have another hotfix event going on, the Cadence of Hyrule tournament. They have their finals today at about 8 p.m., so get ready for that. There will be a bit of a break between this and that, because we need to eat pizza, and it's very important that we eat pizza. The Frame Fatales schedule is out on gamesdonequick.com. I will be running in it. In fact, this game will be running in it. There will be a race of this, so this is a bit of a forward spoiler of how that run is going to go. Stay tuned for that. And Frame Fatales is going on August 28th. This is... Muffins put this in correctly. Okay, so it's going on from the 28th to the 23rd. We're going backwards in time, just so y'all know. It's the 18th to the 23rd. And there's a Harry Potter birthday celebration going on Wednesday at 2 p.m. So lots of exciting things going on today. Without further ado, I don't want to hold us back anymore. Hello, Dijon. How are you doing?
I am doing adequately.
Well, that is, I think, all we can ask for. Hopefully, you know what else is adequate? Some RNG. We also have Pidge01 and Hitokage here for commentary, because it's very hard to play this game and talk at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Morning.
Hi.
Without further ado, Dijon, you can go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So, if you'll notice, I have a save file here, and the timer is starting at 8:03. That is because there's a scripted tutorial in this game, and it's really long and boring, and no one likes it. So we just use a save file and start from there after the tutorial, and just start the timer at 8:03, because that's the optimal time that you can get through the tutorial. Okay? So...
Right. You want me to count you down?
Yeah.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck!
Okay, so right away what we do is we change our deck order to have a shortage of energy, so that this guy we talked to is like, oh wow, you don't have energy cards, and then he gives you some. And then we edit our deck to take out all the trash Pokemon, and we put in the good ones. Basically, for the first part of the run, we're going to be using fighting and fire energy. And notably, we want to see Diglett out. Diglett is a very good card because he has free retreat, and a lot of things are weak to Diglett, and he is very powerful. But he requires you to have only fighting energy. This first trainer we do, I think her name is Heather. Is it Heather or Kristen? I don't know.
Heather.
Heather. She has mostly normal type in her deck, even though she's supposedly a grass trainer, and Diglett is very good against Heather. So let's see how this fight is going. Oh, versus Ditto and no bench. That's very good. So you can see up here at the top of the screen where it says 0 and 4. 0 means that the opponent has 0 Pokemon on their bench. And 4 means they have 4 prizes left. So the way the game works is, if you don't know, I'll just kind of briefly tell you. You want to get all your prize cards. You get your prize cards by killing their Pokemon. And since she didn't have a bench, she cannot bring another Pokemon out to continue the fight, so we win in the first turn. And her prize was, she got 2 boosters for beating her, and she got a Scyther, which is very good. You want to get a Scyther. If you don't get a Scyther, you have to manip some RNG, and it's not an easy thing to do at all. And so we won't be doing that this run, and that's very good. And it was very fast first fight, which is good because
Real quick, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Dijon, do you have the sound really low?
It's relatively low. Do I need to turn it up?
Yeah, can you turn it up for us?
Yes.
We gotta hear that music. It is a bomb.
It's a pretty good music. So this trainer actually does have quite a few grass Pokemon in their deck, and it's the only Pokemon I can think of off the top of my head that is not grass is Lickitung, and it's one of the worst stall Pokemons that you will see early on in the run, and we are lucky that we are not seeing any Lickitung. Dijon's also, she's very lucky because she pulled the Charmander, and Charmander is very good for this fight. As long as you have enough energy to use him. Charmander requires that you do 30 damage, but you must discard a fire energy. And as long as you have fire energy in your hand, you're good to go. And that was a very good Kristen fight, so we're off to a great start. This next trainer, though, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, in the first 2 fights, you can kind of see the utility of having a combination fire fighting deck. Fire and fighting together gives us pretty good coverage of most of the gyms that we're going to be doing in the first segment of the run or so, and limiting it to only 2 types kind of reduces the chances that we'll get a bunch of energies on Pokemon that we can't even use.
Yeah, energy problems are the worst, and really don't want to have those, but sometimes it just happens. It doesn't matter, it just happens.
Are you able to bring the music up just a little bit more, Dijon?
Yeah, I can do that. Give me just a sec.
Thank you, dear. Sorry.
So, this trainer actually, her deck is very strange to be in the Grass Club because she has at least 4 types of Pokemon in her deck, and I think the only grass Pokemon she has are Tanglea and Nidoran female. And this fight can just go really awful because Diglett can get walled by Ghastly. But Charmander seems to be doing good work here, so I think that this will be over soon. Yeah,
this is done.
It was a very good Brittany fight, I would say, because this fight can go very, very badly.
Yeah, I'm going surprisingly fast on these trainers.
Yeah, when those trainers don't have anything on their bench, that's really, really good luck.
So now, in order to advance, we have to go to Ishihara's house, which is a place in the game where if you show up here at random points in the game, you'll talk to a guy who has rare cards. But we don't care about that. We have to go there to get that lady. Her name's Nikki. We have to talk to her, and she'll leave and go back to the club so we can go there and fight her later. If you don't go do that, she'll just stay in there the entire game. So now we're in the Lightning Club, and this guy has a Zapdos, and Zapdos is bad. Let's hope we don't see him. Oh, Voltorb. Okay, Ponyta's good. I like Ponyta, but you can't really attack first turn with Ponyta because it requires 2 energy, which is sometimes is gonna be the reason you lose. But I think we're probably okay because we haven't seen a Zapdos yet. So the big killer in the Lightning Gym.
That's a reset.
Yep. So one thing you just saw her do, reset. You can reset and restart the fight, and it's not a single segment, but before you were not allowed to do this. It was an awful run if you were doing this single segment. No one wanted to run this game. So there's two things you can do when you reset. You can continue duel. If you continue duel, it goes back to the beginning of first turn.
And if you're like me, you accidentally hit the wrong buttons and have to restart to do that again.
Whoops, it happens. If you
No one saw
continue
it.
duel, it goes back to the start of the previous turn, and you kind of get like a do-over. In some aspects you can't actually do over, like attaching energy or using a trainer card. You don't get those back. But you can restart your turn if you want to do a different attack, or maybe try using a card or something. Or if you're losing the fight and you know there's nothing you can do to save it, you continue diary. And this is why we save before every fight in this game, because if you don't reset to continue from diary, so you're going to have some bad fights, and it's going to make your run a lot longer. One part of running this game is knowing when you're losing and you need to reset. So, this fight, I haven't seen a Zapdos, but what we really want is, for Dijon, she wants a Diglett, usually, because Diglett just destroys all of the electric Pokemon, except for the flying types, such as Zapdos, or Flying Pikachu. And he's also resist the lightning types. So he's really strong in this gym. Magneton can self-destruct if it gets 4 energy, but it's not going to get the opportunity to, because it's going to die right here.
Check out that. I don't know how deeply we explain this, but if you have basic familiarity with the Pokemon trading card game, most Pokemon have a weakness and a resistance, and all the electric types are weak to Diglett's type. So at the start, we didn't have any fighting ground types on the field, but now this Diglett is just doing massive damage with that 30 base damage attack that's doing 60 against everything that's weak to it. Like Eevee is also weak to this.
Yeah, I computer searched for the Doug Trio so I could take Eevee out that turn because it used a defender.
Defenders, they make the damage that you do that will be done to you reduced by 20 points, and plenty of opponents have defenders in their deck, which can really make the match ride out longer, because it lets them stall and gets more stuff on their bench. Now here she has Magmar. Magmar is pretty good for this fight, because this guy actually has some grass Pokemon, but Magmar takes a bit to set up. He does 30 damage for 2 fire energy. With 3 fire energy, he does 50 damage, and he has to discard a fire energy. But he's a very good card. He's a hard counter to Scyther. And this Magneton with 3 energy isn't looking very good, but we got a backup on the bench, so it's all good.
Yeah, if you can get 2 energies on that Magmar, he's pretty solid. 50 HP is, it's not extremely high, but it's still pretty good. And 30 damage per turn is pretty awesome. And you can add any energy card to do a flamethrower once, but you want to have as much fire as possible to keep doing flamethrower.
There is one trainer who has Magmar in his deck that is a pretty hard trainer that you fight in the early game.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a lot of fire energy in his deck, so a lot of times he'll put Magmar out and not be able to get the energy on him, so it's not so bad.
Not liking how this is going, but...
Well, you're still in there.
Yeah, we're gonna restart to avoid that damage. Is there anything I can do? Okay, gonna try to advance the RNG and see if I can get a better coin flip now.
So that's one thing that you can do in this game. It's called coin flip manip, and it's at the beginning of every match. All the coins flips for that match are set. So if you have a card that you can play that makes you flip a coin, it would advance the coin flips by 1, and your next flip might be what you wanted, you might get ahead. But you don't, you know, sometimes it's just the game doesn't want you to do well, so it just...
Yeah, this game doesn't like people.
Sometimes we see that the computer plays a card that will push forward the coin flip RNG, and then use the right coin flip for the right thing that would have helped them out, and we claim that they're cheating.
Yeah, basically, this game has RNG frames, and they freeze in place when you are in a battle, and
Right.
they advance like one. Yeah, go ahead.
Every frame on the overworld, RNG is ticking. Sometimes, if you're really good at mashing and you want to restart the duel, if you mash really well and you continue from diary, sometimes you'll get the same exact fight because you just mashed so well from where you left off.
That plus power at the end was pretty nice. It pushed your attack power just a little bit over the edge to take out that coughing in a turn sooner than you would.
Yeah, plus power is good. Unfortunately, defender gives you 20 defense, but plus power only gives you 10 attack. It's not exactly fair.
Ooh,
So this fight is awful. This lady is awful. She really likes Pikachu, and everything in her deck is a Pikachu. And it's okay right now. It's Diglett versus Surfing Pikachu. That's okay. But we do not want to see Flying Pikachu because that completely walls Diglett.
Yeah, it's got resistance to fighting, and that's not fun.
It's very not fun because resistance is minus 30 on your attack power, and that's the maximum the Diglett can do. So you got a Diglett on the field against Flying Pikachu, you're not going to be doing a whole lot.
Yeah, you're going to be stalling. You're going to be crying.
Just spam Professor Oaks until you get a Dugtrio.
Luckily, we didn't see...
Yeah, you didn't see any flying Pokemons. No Zapdos, no flying Pikachu. Good so far. This is a good
That's
game.
what I like to see.
Alright, now Isaac's pretty easy. He can stall a bit, but he's not much of a threat. Diglett is the strong thing that we want to have out.
And he's starting with an Electabuzz, which won't do any damage to me, but can paralyze me a lot. Which usually happens because bad RNG is my middle name.
Actually, can he do
it's...
damage to you if he gets heads on 2 energy?
Uh,
It's only 10
yeah,
points.
but it usually doesn't risk it because if it's tails, it'll hurt itself.
Right, yeah. That's how Electabuzz's move is. So for his 2 energy move, 1 lightning energy, 1 any type of energy.
Getting
He
good
flips a
coin flips.
coin. If he gets tails, it's 30 damage and he does 10 damage to himself. If it's heads, he does 40 damage to you. But since we resist minus 30, 10 is the most that he could ever do to us. So the only thing we really have to worry about for Isaac is that he doesn't self-destruct. And I think right now you're pretty safe.
That's why I waited to evolve to Dugtrio. Evolving gets rid of status effects.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
very
I love
handy.
that strat.
Yeah, and you really don't need Dugtrio for this fight. Other than that.
Yeah. And I'm not getting any full heals here, so...
Most, the gimmick about lightning Pokemon is that, electric Pokemon, is that they, a lot of them can paralyze you. And it's super annoying. You see how much they are getting paralyzed, and,
Okay.
the match could have been over several turns ago, but, you know, game isn't letting her win.
Unfortunately, Pokemon got a Pokemon.
It's just like the other trainers just stalling at this point because the electric Pokemon can't damage you, but they can just make you paralyzed and not attack for a turn.
Yeah. Not to mention, the AI in this game is pretty much programmed to stall if it knows it can't win.
Yeah. Yeah. The AI is very good at stalling, actually. There are a few trainers in this game that have the stall game on point.
Yep.
And
I
I hope we don't see them doing that later.
If y'all just noticed that one-hit KO on a 90 HP Kangaskhan, that really just kind of shows like the power of Dugtrio and why we kind of opt for ground types deck at the start. It's just Dugtrio is just so powerful, and especially because like Diglett is such a strong lead. If you can evolve a Diglett, like you're already halfway to getting that massive powered attack.
Yeah, the only real downsides to Diglett are if you come up against something that's got a fighting resistance, and it only has 30 HP, which is pretty low for a Pokemon in this game.
Now, I haven't actually been paying a lot of attention to your boosters. At the end of every fight, you get a free booster, sometimes two. And mostly the Colosseum deck, the pack with the Pikachu's face on it, is what we want. The other packs don't really have any cards that we care about other than double colorless energy and maybe a trainer or something. But every good card is in the Colosseum pack. So we want to pay attention when, we pull those and what cards we get.
Professor Oak and Bill are two very good cards because a lot of the strategy on this game just comes from like getting as much as you can as soon as possible. And Bill will let you draw two cards for free. Professor Oak lets you discard your hand to draw 7 cards. So sometimes like that's one that you want to save to use, like when you have a smaller hand that you can't do much with. But sometimes in the last ditch situations, you might want to just toss them out and see what you get.
Well, there's a Pokemon later in the run that you really want to have Professor Oaks for, and when we get there, I'll mention it. So,
as a Magic the Gathering player, like seeing these cards that are just draw 7 cards just blows my mind.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be careful because one of the win conditions for this game is if your opponent has to draw a card and doesn't have any cards left to draw, and you draw a card at the beginning of each turn.
Yeah.
If your opponent's stalling and you run through all your cards, you can accidentally deck yourself.
In TCG2, the other trading card Game Boy game that didn't get a release in America, that actually does happen in the speedrun. If you're not careful, you can easily deck yourself out. So this fight, this is the Grass Club leader, Nikki, and she has a really strong deck. Basically, what makes her deck strong is that she can paralyze you so much and poison you, and it's really bad if you have a Diglett, because she doesn't really have anything with grass Pokemon. But we have a Charmander out right now, and it's going okay.
Not anymore, we don't.
Yeah. Well, you have a Magmar to put out there, so
yeah,
you're not gonna lose.
Stall with the Diglett, so
yeah. This is what you call a meat shield. You throw your Diglett out there to take all the damage and die, and then you have your Magmar out and he's ready to go.
And I'll just punch the eggs to death.
There's a person who used to run this game back in 2016, maybe, who called that strategy Meat Shield. His name was Horo Ichigo.
So Executor can be a real pain if she gets it out. But luckily, its attack is entirely based on coin flips.
Just got 2 very lucky coin flips there. Jim, club leader battles can take a little bit longer, just like in the situation where both of you have full benches. Typical battles, you win after drawing 3 or 4 prizes, but these ones, if you have too many Pokemon, it's after 6. But that flamethrower on the last few Pokemon, that just was a standing chance against that.
Alright, and now we are going to fight Ronald.
Shoutouts to my boy, the legendary Ronald.
Yeah, he's the rival in this game, and the thing about fighting Ronald...
Oops, I accidentally selected none.
You don't have to win to advance the game, so we want to lose. And she's very lucky that he has put out his seal, because he could put out any Pokemon, such as Kangaskhan or something else, and just stall forever and ever and never kill you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's actually even faster to just kill him if this happens. or just save before him and reset.
Yeah. So this
But
is
that
an
was
optional
good.
win. All you get is a promo card for beating him, which, if you're doing what is essentially 100% in this game, the all cards, you need to win to get that card, but...
So this is a fighting club member. The fighting club people are spread all across the game, and we'll have to fight all 3 of them before we can fight the club leader. Michael is actually a pretty difficult fight, and that's why we kind of wait to fight him until a little bit later. We could have fought him as soon as coming, but we didn't because we wanted to wait to get some packs to see if we get some better cards that might help us. But Michael's not always bad, but it can definitely go very wrong. It seems to be going okay right now.
It's not great, but it's...
We're gonna stall here, and oh, okay, not stalling. Never mind. Michael pulled out his Magmar, which is what we absolutely don't want to see. But you know, he doesn't have a lot of fire energy in his deck, so he's not going to be able to attack us because he won't be able to get the energy out in time.
That energy removal is quite a good move there. Magmar, as you remember, cannot attack with less than 2 fire energies, and he had 1 attached, but Dijon drew an energy removal card that just negated it, and so he's gonna have to wait even longer to attack.
I wish he hadn't used a potion, though. That's...
Oh yeah, that's quite annoying.
And it looks like he's just using the opportunity to beef up his benched Pokemon. And he's gonna yeet Diglett out of the arena.
Well,
Put that on the bench.
you did have a Charmeleon, didn't you? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Charmeleon is very good, but you can't always use Charmeleon because Charmander eats up your fire energy, and Charmeleon really needs 3 energy to do a good it can do 50 damage from discarding an energy, or it can do 30 damage for 3 energy of any kind. And it's a very good card. It's ultimately better than Charizard. Charizard is not a good card.
Yeah, we take Charizard out of the deck like right away at the beginning of the game.
I have one in real life.
Well.
I have a first edition Shadowless Charizard around in my storage unit somewhere.
Whoa, look at this bar.
That's worth some money. Not a lot, but some.
I have a ripped up holographic Chansey that I found on the side of the road when I was 6.
I got a Doug Trio.
Wow,
that's search. Doug Trio computer search is gonna be real good for the end game.
Okay, computer searches are very good cards. What a computer search does is you discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you can pick through your entire deck for any card you want. And yeah, a lot of times we're gonna just put our Diglett out, computer search for Doug Trio as soon as we have enough energy, and then the match is over.
Or
but
sometimes
that's not
you'll
always
have
the
to
case.
search for a basic energy card because you don't draw any.
Yeah. Or a full heal or something, but...
Yeah.
So Amanda, we actually fight Amanda early. We come in here and fight her while we still have our Charmanders in our deck because she has a Scyther. And, ew, Wigglytuff. That's something I never want to see.
I'm actually going to reset because she's got an almost full bench.
I would. Wigglytuff is something you never want to see when you're fighting Amanda. Wigglytuff does more damage depending on how much Pokemons are on your bench. How many Pokemons are on your bench. And, yeah. The thing about this fight, though, is it's actually a 3-prize fight. So it can be over a little bit faster, but sometimes it just doesn't end fast because she has Stallmons on her bench, such as Pokédoll and...
Jigglypuff.
Yes. And Jigglypuff can put you to sleep. She has, Mysterious Fossil, which those cards have 10 energy, but they don't count as a Pokemon, so when you kill it, you don't get a prize. So the thing about her is a lot of her mons are actually normal type, which Diglett would be very good against. But as soon as you get Diglett out there and you're like, yeah, this is going well, she pulls out a Scyther and you're screwed. So that's why we have to come here early with the Charmander, because Scyther will wall you.
This is not the best.
Yeah, Amanda's not going very well. This is something that happens quite often, though. So it's not out of the ordinary. I'd like to see a plus power or a
I do have a plus power, I
Charmeleon?
just need to be able to attack.
Yeah, but a full heal, a Charmeleon, a plus power. Well, if you're asleep, you know, it's not gonna. None of that's gonna do anything for you, and that's very bad
What?
RNG. The way sleep works.
That was a weird move, but alright.
Weird
She
flex, but
retreated.
okay.
Oh my gosh. This is going... I do not like this, but like... I also don't want to risk resetting and getting it even worse.
Yeah, it's really. Amanda's one of the fights that is very. You just never know how it's gonna go. So many different things can happen, and the longer you put off this fight, your deck is less prepared for what could happen. So it's just we do it early, and it's a heavy reset point as well. So it's always better to have it earlier in the run.
Very nice one shot. Dat plus power.
And Weekly Tough's back down here. It's only got one energy though. It's gonna put you to sleep again.
Thankfully,
Luckily, you finally get some heads, man. The game finally pities you.
we're gonna... This is what we're gonna do here.
Ooh, that hurts.
Come on.
I guess she's just not pulling any energy, and that's why she retreated to
Yeah,
make
she just
Poliwag
keeps
a meat
stalling.
shield. Because it's lucky for us that she's not getting energy, but all this sleep is not
that's-
helping us out any
yeah.
at all.
That's the end of
she
that
got
one.
a double colorless.
No. Well, that's the luck of the
Well,
draw in this game.
I think this is
sometimes.
the worst Amanda RNG I have ever had.
Amanda can be absolutely terrible. So no matter what, starting with Diglett is not a bad play, because Diglett has free retreat.
But if all you have is Diglett and she's got a Scyther,
So Diglett's, gonna take care of stuff and be a meat shield, and Magmar's gonna get set up for when she eventually, Wiggly Tough
Really?
already.
oh, that's only 20 damage.
Yeah, she doesn't have a bench.
Still not great, but I can still do this.
It'll die. This is a Clefairy doll, I think, is
Oh,
the other
she's
thing
just
on the
gonna
bench,
stall
so
with the Fairy Doll, and I'm gonna take it out, and that's
you
the end
win
of that.
because there's no bench. But it can go. Sometimes resetting just makes it go. You just get that god fight, and sometimes you just get the horrible RNG. Is how the game goes.
Yeah.
So now, we're gonna go fight Jean since we had already gotten a Scyther. Now we're going to make our deck only Scyther, and Scyther is very strong against these next chain of trainers we'll be doing. Having
This is-
only Scyther in our deck guarantees that we will always have a Scyther. But
Has a nice energy removals there.
now let's see these trainers.
They're not
Trigger
terrible.
Surge 2 plus power. Yeah, looking pretty good.
I just love the mental image of some troll taking a deck with only one Pokemon into a tournament.
It's only one double colorless, but
It's like, hey, yeah, here's my deck. It's just one Mewtwo card.
yeah, this is the kind of thing you would never do in actual card gameplay, but because of the set card decks that you're facing and the set AI, you can abuse it to make sure you get the Pokemon you want, and pretty much never run the risk of losing it.
It's nice that you didn't have to reset for like 40 hours looking for a Scyther in the PC
Yeah.
decks.
Yeah, she got a very early Scyther. It was nice.
Yeah, very first pull.
That's actually the second time today you got a first pull.
Yeah,
for
I
the
did a
Scyther.
warm-up run earlier. I got Scyther on the first pull then as well.
It was a really good run earlier. You got PB.
I did. Somehow.
Scyther's resistance to fighting ground is quite nice in this gym. Also, because Dijon found Scyther very early in a pack, typically if that doesn't happen, because the cards you get from the booster packs are random, there's you go to a PC and you read 2 letters from Dr. Mason that have the trading card booster pack attached that normally contains Scyther, and you just have to keep resetting until you get one. So Dijon does not have to do that today, which is very, very nice because that can be quite frustrating.
And there's you use the floating orbs on the title screen to kind of pick out when you need to start mashing and get into the game. I can't.
Yeah, you can manip Scyther that way out of your pack, but it is definitely not easy. But there are 3 frames you can hit, and 2 of them are in succession of each other.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a hard manip to do. And shoutouts to Blazaford for finding this manip. It is highly useful.
Yeah, there's also...
It.
Ooh, this is... No, sorry, it's...
Licky Tongue is a very strong stall Pokemon. It has 1,000,000 energy, and it can paralyze you. And it's very strong for stalling.
That was something right there.
The way that Scyther works, as his slash does 30 damage, but if you sword stance the turn before you slash, it does 60 damage. But against Licky Tongue, you never want to sword stance because you're probably just going to get paralyzed anyway.
That was a very unlucky fight. One of the rare times Scyther actually gets taken out.
It can happen. What we want to see is double colorless. That allows us to go turn 2. Oh, nice. So I'm assuming she's going to... Aw.
Oh no, it's in my prizes.
Aw.
Oh no! Oh,
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Just reset, continue. That's what I would do. Or try, at least. Tauros is pretty scary, though, honestly.
Yeah, this might... This... I don't like how this is going. I'm getting real unlucky. Scyther is usually a powerhouse that'll just rip through this guy.
Amanda and Chris were conspiring.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we can find that double colorless, we'll be able to do damage on turn 2. Tauros is the worst card in his deck, I would say. Hitmonchan is pretty bad, but not against Scyther.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not going,
Yeah, it's not going great. He keeps getting this Tauros off.
Yeah, you might be hitting the same frame every time you reset. I'm
Maybe.
not sure, though.
I don't know.
I doubt that, because it's pretty hard to do, but...
Yeah, because he didn't have the Hitmonchan before. Install for an extra turn there.
So Hitmonchan, I think it needs 3 energy to actually do any damage to Scyther. And,
there it went.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a GDQ stream without real bad RNG.
Right. This is fine. Alright. Let's see what your hand is this time. You got a potion, that'll be good for setup.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, and it's a Kangaskhan.
The way things have been going.
Well, Kangaskhan is just gonna stall here. He might try to put 4 energy on Kangaskhan, and if you put 4 energy on Kangaskhan, it does 4 coin flips, so it just makes it even that much longer. Coin flip takes quite a while. And you don't
It's
want to
not
see
going
4
for
of
that.
them. He has what's on his bench I didn't see?
I'm not sure.
Alright, well let's find
It's
out.
a Hitmonchan. We're fine. Well, now he's got
Yeah,
a
hit.
limit.
Ooh, a licky tongue. Well, Hitmonchan can't do that much damage to Scyther.
Yeah, and this time I've got a potion in backup, so...
But I like how you pulled your double colorless.
Now that was him.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he put it on licky
Oh,
tongue.
plus power.
Nice removal.
That's good timing.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Very nice.
Well, it's not over yet. We gotta get past this wall. Licky tongue sucks. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, it's a pretty bad mon. You don't want to go up against it in a speedrun.
Luckily, I have a full heal in my hand, so if it paralyzes me, I can... Which, so far, is not.
Yeah, it's my opponent's actually getting unlucky for once. That's cool.
That's
Oh,
always
come
nice.
on. Play to revive.
So far, so good on the paralysis checks.
Yeah,
We still got one more mon. Oh, it's good. This is our last prize, and Hitmonchan
Oh,
can't do anything.
that was a clutch plus power right there.
Nice.
I love it. Nicely done.
Thanks.
Now we're gonna fight Jean. Jean is a pushover against Scyther, but it is some things in the fight that we don't want to see.
Ha
such
ha ha,
as-
Rhyhorn.
A Rhyhorn getting heads over and over. Rhyhorn makes it so you can't attack, and if you can't attack, you can't do your sword stance. You can't do anything. But one strat you can do is put in your Scyther deck. You can put in a Mysterious Fossil, and you can switch your Mysterious Fossil in, or retreat. Put this fossil in, switch out the fossil, because fossils can't actually retreat, and then that changes the Rhyhorn's head, and you are allowed to attack it. Alright, we're looking for some colorless, double colorless.
Are
here.
you kidding me? It's in my prizes again.
Oh no.
Wow, that's some bad luck.
Your prize is bad RNG.
So we're gonna sword
Congratulations.
dance when possible because a lot
Oh,
of
come on.
Pokemon don't die to one slash. Well, Onyx doesn't. But really the only thing we have to worry about is if Jean gets a Dugtrio.
So far, not seeing any of those pesky Rhyhorns, though.
Yeah. Pretty good luck.
That's a whole lot of Onyxes.
Yeah.
Well, we had a pretty stacked bench, but no Stallmon, so this was a
Yeah.
pretty good fight.
Yeah, it's
Scyther
rare
is
to
just
see
like-
a match where he doesn't have a Rhyhorn.
Yeah, Scyther, like, when he
Last
doesn't have
prize.
Rhyhorn out, Scyther is just, like, so immensely powerful against everything else in this deck that was a really fast fight for having to draw 6 prizes.
Yeah. And of course, that last prize was that double colorless. Now we got
Alright.
one.
This is the last fighting club member that we have to fight. And then we're gonna go and fight the fire dude. Jessica. Well, the reason we use Scyther on Jessica is because she has a Doduo, and Diglett versus Doduo means that you don't do damage. Otherwise, Diglett would be really good for this fight.
Oh, actually. I'm gonna use Sword Stance because I have a computer search and I can look for that double colorless.
Oh yeah. Let's not be disappointed again. It better be in there.
I know, right? If it's in my prizes again. Oh, there's another computer search.
Nice.
There.
Finally,
let's
not in the
go.
prizes.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, she had nothing on the bench. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was a good fight. All right, now we're gonna go fight Ken. And for Ken, we're only gonna use Diglett because Ken actually doesn't have that many fire Pokemon. He says he's a fire trainer, but he's not. He's actually a normal trainer with a couple fire Pokemons. He has like a Growlithe, and I think that's might be the only fire Pokemon he has.
I think he has Arcanine.
Yeah, Growlithe and Arcanine. I think that's it.
I believe so.
So check our trainers here. Got some more energy surge.
I don't want the scoop up. In fact, I'm gonna take a scoop up out.
Yeah, I don't use those.
Yeah,
Myself.
if you're
But they're
having
pretty
issues
useful.
with trainers, scoop up can work in a pinch, but there's some times that I've had scoop up like really come through.
Nice, 27 energy. Let's go. We should not be having any energy problem.
Oh, there's that double colorless.
Oh, he does have a Magmar.
Yeah.
I guess you don't see that very often. I couldn't recall a Magmar. But, if you go first against Magmar, it might be doable. But usually Magmar is just gonna kill you.
Ooh, nope, he actually pulled that off.
Yeah, you need a plus power to kill Magmar. Usually if they have energy for it. Against Diglett. Oh, and you got one.
Yeah, I'm pretty well set this time around, as long as I don't have something like that happen. Are you kidding me? Do I have... I mean, I have an energy removal. Let's see if,
Yeah.
see if that stalls long enough to survive.
You have a plus power.
I mean, I'm not
You
gonna
don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it right now. Yeah. I just thought about that. Well, you are gonna need it.
Oh, I have another energy removal.
Oh, nice.
That's lucky.
There's one trainer that we are going to be
Oh,
fighting
come.
next. He has lots of energy removal.
Well, it's a good thing I have that plus power.
Yeah. It's pretty annoying to get energy
Ooh,
removal.
ooh, ooh.
But it is a very valuable strat. Viable strat.
Now that's what I like to see.
Don't even need the plus power.
Now Duck Trio's just gonna finish this fight up.
And we're safe from being 10 HP from losing the fight.
Triple wieners!
Whoa.
Nothing like some good triple wieners to close out a fight.
I love 3 hot dogs.
3 hot dogs sticking halfway out of a hole in the ground.
What do you think is
about-
under there?
Well, I know what's under there, but I can't really say.
It's not for private
I
company.
mean, clearly the bun is under there.
It's actually a hamburger.
Down below is some Dijon mustard and some ketchup, of course.
Or some Dijonketchup.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're gonna go to the Psychic Gym. Or club, sorry. They're called clubs in this game. I do that all the time. So, Dugtrio again, great. I mean, Diglett again, great Pokemon to have. But he has a Pokemon that he can put out that completely will wall Dugtrio. So we want to have a backup. And our backup is going to be a Rattata. And Rattata is actually very good Mon as well, except that he doesn't have the ground type like Dugtrio. Otherwise, he's very good Mon. He has free retreat. For 1 energy, he does 20 damage, 30 HP, very similar to Diglett. And since he does Mr. Mime, his ability makes it so you can never do more than 20 damage at once to him. And if you're Diglett, that means only 10 damage per turn. So we just retreat Diglett, pull out Rat, and Rat does 20 damage per turn. But
Except I don't have one.
Yeah, she seems not to have Rat at the moment.
So we're just gonna be doing 10 damage at a time.
And this is going to allow Murray to stall, and Murray's main objective is to get Alakazam out. That's what he tries to do every fight, and often it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But if you even see a Kadabra, most of the time that means you just need to because Kadabra will kill you if it has 3 energy. I believe it does 50 damage for 3 energy.
Yeah, something like that. It's not fun.
Otherwise, every other card in his deck is a Stallman, so this fight can actually take a very, 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 very
Oh,
long
good thing we have a Dugtrio. Oh, there's the
Uh-oh.
Rattata.
As soon as you know what happens, as soon as you put out this Dugtrio, he's baiting you to put your Dugtrio out so you can get another Mr. Mime out. We'll hope that doesn't happen.
Well, joke's
Dugtrio
on
is
him.
very strong.
I have a Rattata now.
That's right.
Rattata is also useful. Oh, come on, really? Rattata is also useful because it resists Psychic. Oh, I have a full heal.
Oh, yeah.
Just potion, just because. It's starting to look like he's out of his attacking Pokemon and mostly has his stall Pokemon left.
Yeah, I think this is going fine. This should be okay. You got 2 prizes. I think you got this.
Yeah. The only downside to Dugtrio's Earthquake is it does 10 damage to everything on your bench, but if you play it right, you can kind of negate any problems you might have with that.
If you don't have any bench and you do Earthquake, it's very fast. If you have a bench, you have to watch a little animation. It takes a second and, better than not have a bench. Right, now we're doing Ronald again. Let's see how Ronald 2 goes. No.
Got a really good hand if this was gonna be a, actual match.
Oh, Electabuzz. Well, that means we're gonna die. That's good.
Yeah. Well. Take care of that in 2 turns. That's real good for the second Ronald, because he tries to stall a lot, even though you're letting him win.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. He's like, no.
And now, the most important part of the run, remembering to grab this Mewtwo.
You get a free Mewtwo, guys. And back in the day, we didn't get this Mewtwo. And I don't know why. We just never thought about it. But it immensely helps the run. It makes the next trainer a lot... Well, not the next...
Not the next one.
Club, but the one after. Very much smoother.
Oh, I only have one Raichu. Do I have any Electabuzz? I don't. Okay, well,
Pikachu's got this. It's
yeah. I probably won't
So-
evolve past Pikachu much anyway, so...
right. Well, here we are back in the water club. We're gonna sweep up this place here. We're gonna have a Pikachu only deck. Now, Pikachu is pretty good against water Pokemon. For 1 energy, it does 10 damage, but against water Pokemon, usually that means 20 damage, unless it's Poliwag. And for 2 energy, it does 30 damage, and it could potentially kill ourselves as well, because if we don't get tails, then we do. I mean, if we don't get heads, then we get 10 damage to Pikachu. So we can kill ourselves. It could happen, but we put some cards in our deck that will help us.
Do I have any potion? Oh, good. I have a potion.
Cards in our deck that will help us get heads on a coin flip. So it's all up to RNG now to see how this water club goes. Usually water club's not too bad. Amy can be pretty annoying though. That's the club leader. Now, Staryu does 20 damage. It's pretty strong. Honestly, I think it's a pretty strong water Pokemon card.
Alright. Well, that one was fast.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, Sarah usually goes fast because if you don't get rid of all of her Pokemon she has, then you only have 2. Ooh, there's a Doug Trio. You only have 2 prizes,
Nice.
so...
I think that's 3 Dub Trios now.
Yep.
Pretty good. Alright, Joshua's pretty easy. He has crabs, and I think he has tentacles.
Phrasing.
Crabs and squids and clams in his deck. And I think that's about it. And all those things are weak to Pikachu.
Yeah, the real thing to watch out for is the Lapras.
Oh, he has
Also-
Lapras too.
Also, if you end up with Kingler out there.
Yeah, Lapras is actually the worst Watermon that these trainers will have. Because it can confuse you, it can paralyze you, and it has a lot of energy. I mean, a lot of health.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's-
well, we might be dying.
Yeah, we're restarting that one. That's a restart. Oh, starting with 2 Pikachu this time, so that's good. Still going second, and he's got Lapras.
Oh boy. Well, he didn't have any energy.
Oh, he doesn't have energy, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, this Pika's about to bite the dust.
Pika 1's down, but we're gonna bring Pika 2 out here and 2 turn on Seal.
This is not the greatest. Oh, another Pikachu. Not liking these coin flips.
Alright, one more prize and we're good to go. Alright, so now we're gonna fight Amy. She usually starts out with a Lapras or a Horsey. Horsey's pretty annoying because it has Smokescreen, and Smokescreen makes it so you have to flip a coin to attack, and if you don't get heads, you don't attack. So you're probably going to see a lot of coin flips in this fight, because every single Pokemon is going to be doing a coin flip. She also has Squirtles, and I think she can get her Blastoise out. I've never seen that happen.
She does have one. Sometimes I've run up against it. And that's more or less an instant loss. Although, she never takes advantage of its Pokemon power. Oh,
Huh.
that's...
Now, Seeking's pretty strong. The 2
Yeah,
damage
turn 2
Seeking
Seeking
can.
is not what you want to see.
Yeah.
Is it not what you want to see, King? Also, what's Blastoise's Pokemon power?
Rain Dance. It lets you attach as many water energies you have as you want to water Pokemon in one turn. Normally you're limited to attaching 1 energy per turn.
Gotcha. I don't remember what every card does, so I might have to ask you. What does Pot of Greed do? I just don't know.
It allows Twitch to play 2 ads.
There we go. Kind of played it safe on that one. There we go. Alright, we get to see Raichu.
Very nice.
Raichu is very strong. It's gonna one-shot everything out.
Yeah. So it takes 3 energy for it to do an attack that does 20 damage, as opposed to Pikachu's 2 energy for 30 damage. But when you're going up against Squirtles and Horseys, that change in damage doesn't matter as much. And agility, if you get heads, you just don't receive damage, and if you get tails, nothing happens. So you also don't run the risk of hurting yourself like you would with Pikachu. Now, if you use its Thunder attack, that's a different story. Because that can do 30 damage to yourself, but it at least does 60 damage.
Yeah, it can kill anything she has.
Science!
Alright, we're gonna fight the only trainer in this club that stands in our way. And then you're
Literally.
gonna see what you two can do. This guy likes flying Pokemon. He likes birds. And
Yeah,
flying Pikachu.
Since he has, like, Spearow and Pidgey, we generally, wait to change to Mewtwo until after this fight, because Pikachu can take advantage of their weakness. And this is gonna be a real fast one, because he has nothing on his bench.
That was very nice and quick.
Yeah. Make up for some of those stall matches from earlier.
Yeah.
Got a couple Mewtwo's on the packs to prepare us for what's coming.
Alright, so we're gonna make a Mewtwo only deck. Mewtwo is a free card we got from that old guy in the Psychic Club. And it's a very good card. All of Rick's Pokemon, most of them are grass. But he has Mewtwo's as well and some Porygons. And for 3 energy, 2 psychic energies and whatever energy, We do, what is it, 30 damage? No, 50?
40.
40.
But
Yeah.
most of his Pokemon are weak to
Yeah,
psychic.
because they're poison, his grass,
Well, this is not a
they're
great start.
grinders. Well, if you go first against the Mewtwo, you're gonna win still because this Mewtwo has to have the same amount of energy that you need, and it dies in one shot because its weakness is psychic.
And because of its energy absorption and the fact that I had Professor Oak in my hand, I get turn 2 Mewtwo.
So energy absorption, what it does is it lets you put any energy cards in your discard pile onto your Pokemon, onto your Mewtwo. So what the strategy is that you have a hand that has 2 psychic energy in it. And another energy. You attach one of the psychic energies, and if you have a Professor Oak, you play Professor Oak, it discards all those cards. Then you use energy absorption, and you get 3 energy on your Mewtwo right away. You can
It's a
attack
real fast
turn
fight.
2. And this very well. This fight can go horribly if you get Porygon. Porygon will mess around and change your weakness.
And it's resistant to psychic.
Yes. And so not only does it take like 3 turns to kill Porygon, after you're done killing Porygon, you're weak to whatever grass Pokemon he wants to play. Now we're gonna take our Mewtwo into the fighting club, and we're just gonna, all these fighting Pokemon are weak to psychic, but unlike Scyther, Mewtwo can take damage from fighting Pokemon. So basically what we want to see is our having energy on turn 2, which doesn't look like we have, but
Actually, I've got a sneaky way to do this.
yep, you can do some computer search.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Alright, so now Professor Oak, energy absorption, and next turn we have enough energy to attack. And for some reason he's just not putting energy on Machop, and that's just something that
Because
Rick
he's
does.
powering up that Hitmonlee on the
Yeah.
bench.
This is what Rick does sometimes. Also, if he knows he just can't win, he actually does not do anything. Which is pretty funny when that happens. Or his name is Mitch. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright. So, that's the last Quaid. Now we go to the Grandmaster, and you get to hear a very good song. Now, I'm not sure if she is going to check the PC. So,
I don't think I need to, honestly. Ooh, I've only got 2 Seal. Well, I have to start with a basic Pokemon anyway, so I'm not gonna be...
well, you got 4 Dugong, you're fine.
Yeah.
So the first fight in the Grandmasters is Courtney. She's a fire trainer. She dies pretty easily, but it can go wrong. She can get a Ninetales. Ninetales can do 8 coin flips, which takes forever, but doesn't happen very often though. And she can get a Magmar, which does Smokescreen, and I already told you what Smokescreen does, we don't want that. And in general, she can't really kill us, but she has a Moltres, and a Moltres can kill you if it has enough energy and gets ahead. And we are going to use a Dugong Seal deck, which is very strong. This is one of my favorite cards. Seal is not good, but if it evolves into Dugong, it can stall and do massive damage. It can do anything you need it to, mostly.
Seal also has 60 HP, which is pretty good for basic Pokemon.
Oh yeah, you got Dugong, 2 Dugongs in your hand. Let's go.
Yep. Didn't start off with energy, though, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I do have an energy search, though, and I drew a water, so may not be too bad. Man. She also stalls with this Magmar and its smokescreen attack.
You got a gust of wind. Might
I
help.
do.
You're gonna do the gamble, evolve and gamble.
Thinking about it. I can... I've got a turn that I can try and...
Stop. You're gonna stall a little
Because
bit.
this Growlithe can't... Ooh, that Vulpix. They're Ninetales, I mean.
Uh-oh. Ninetales. You guys hyped for 8 coin
Okay,
flips?
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this will work. I always forget if it's 3 water or 2 water and 1 colorless. And thankfully, it's 2 water, 1 colorless.
Yeah. So Dugong for 2 water and any energy, it can do 50 damage. If you put another water energy on it, it can do 30 damage and coin flip for paralyzed. Which for Pokemons like Articuno and such that
Oh, good. Coin flips.
and that have so much energy we can't one-shot it. It's useful to do 30 damage for a paralyzed. That way that they can't paralyze you or do some shenanigans. And then
Okay,
you can
only
kill the
20
next-
damage, so that's good.
That's
And now I'm just gonna
incredibly
wipe
good
it out.
fight flips.
Yeah. Always good coin flips in this game.
Awesome.
Then, the legendary birds do not have weaknesses, but they are all resistant to fighting.
Yeah. And they're flying type, and that means that Diglett is useless.
Yeah, after this match, we rely on Diglett Dugtrio for the rest of the game, and it's interesting, because, we're gonna try and see if we can get rid of that coin flip here. Another gambler. That's... Trying to advance those coin flip frames. Oh, come on! Thank you.
Yeah, Magmar's pretty annoying. Alright, last prize.
Luckily, we are okay here.
Vulpix can be kind of scary because it can confuse you, but it looks like it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, she tried to power up something on the bench because she's programmed to stall, and that...
Alright, next guy is Steve. He has lightning Pokemon. Electric Pokemon. And that's why we're taking Seal out, because obviously that's not a good match. So we're gonna use Diglett and hope that we don't see any Zapdos. And if we do see Zapdos, hope that we get a Dugtrio. Pretty straightforward fight always with Steve, though. Now, Legendary Zapdos, if he does pull it out, its ability is it puts 30 damage on some random Pokemon, either his or ours, and it can definitely make us reset a whole bunch if it happens.
Yep. Because a lot of times he'll bust it out turn 1, and all you've got is a Diglett, and it'll just instantly decide to pick your Pokemon and knock it out, and like that.
I have definitely
that's-
been there many, many times.
It happens in my PB, I think.
That is the gimmick of electric Pokemon, is that they will paralyze you very often.
I'm surprised he does not have a Zapdos. Oh, hello. That's a way to get around Paralyze.
Alright, so paralyzed just evolved. You're not paralyzed anymore. And
That
the
80
trio will
damage
sweep.
overkill.
Yeah. The
That's
trio
such
will
overkill.
sweep up Steve very easily.
Hoping he doesn't have anything to put on his bench. He does not. Alright, that's a quick Steve right there.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Alright, the next guy is Jack, and he is a jerk.
Oh, Jack.
I've definitely forfeited runs to Jack before because I had to go to sleep.
Jack is something.
So he has legendary Articuno, and Articuno is just like Zapdos, except instead of putting 30 damage randomly, it randomly paralyzes you. Well, you know, when you put out Articuno, you flip a coin. If it's heads, you paralyze the opponent. So what his strategy is put out Articuno, scoop up Articuno, and just keep doing that the whole match. And most of his Pokemon are stall Pokemon and Ditto. And he has
I'm actually
Seal
getting real
Dugong
good
and
stat.
Articuno. So Diglett's really good against him because his stall Pokemon are normal type, but he also only has 30 health. Oh, here we go, Duck Trio, let's go.
Yep, I knew he was gonna send out Articuno, so.
Yeah, Articuno, walls Diglett. It's a flying Pokemon. Oh, you're paralyzed. Oh, Articuno with 3 energies, not something you like seeing.
Alright, here's what's gonna happen.
Uh-oh. Alright, we're full healing here. Searching for a full heal.
We're going for some risky plays here, but... Okay, come on. Oh! If I don't get some... Yeah, that's a reset. There's no coming back from that.
Well, let's
And
hope
this
that
is
this one
why
is better.
everyone hates Jack.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's definitely my least favorite in the Grandmasters.
He is a jerk. I need a Doug Trio. That's not gonna happen.
Well, let's stall.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and not attack and hope I can stall a bit. Oh! Yes, good.
Alright, that worked out for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
No more confusion. Come on, really. I don't like Lapras. We're gonna... Okay. So, in that case, I'm just gonna pass the turn so I don't hurt myself.
Lapras can paralyze you, it can confuse you, or it can just do 30 damage to you. It's just a very, very hard Pokemon to be up against.
Is this really gonna make me reset again?
Well, they're not going to advance any of the coin flips for you.
Yeah.
Lapras doesn't
this
like
is-
doing that.
That's a reset right there. I hate this game. I mean, I love this game, but I hate this game.
Yeah, it could definitely be very rude to you.
That is a speedrunner mantra right there. I love this game. I hate this game.
At least I'm starting off with a decent hand. I'm at least consistently getting Dugtrio pretty fast most of the time.
Oh boy. Well, Articuno doesn't have any energy, so we're okay right now. It's gonna die.
Do we have time for some announcements while we go through this fight?
Yeah.
All right. Just want to let you all know that Hotfix is funded in part by viewers like you. So basically, all your donations and bits and subscriptions go towards putting on more content to showcase more amazing runners and more amazing games that you might have not seen otherwise. So if you like what you're seeing, please do consider subscribing or donating. We really appreciate it. And just so y'all know, I don't want to make you freak out and leave this stream, especially considering what I literally just said, but the GDQX schedule, well, not schedule, but games list is out right now. It just came out. I got a run in. I'm super excited. Thank you. I'm super excited. So that's a thing. And we also have a few other things coming up. Frank Tao schedule is also currently up, and that will be what is the that's August 18th to the 23rd. Again, I was reading 28th to the 23rd. It's backwards through time. And then later on today, we will be having a Cadence of Hyrule finals going on. So don't go anywhere. Lots of amazing stuff to see today.
Jack has caused me to reset again.
Yeah, Jack is just not cooperating.
Jack can really wall you in the final 4.
I like
/5,
this Chansey
spoiler alert.
card. I really like Chansey's expression.
As long as it's not using Scrunch.
Yeah, Scrunch is a very strong stall move. It only costs 1 energy. Every time Chansey gets a hit, cannot do any damage to it. Doesn't matter if you switch out or not.
What the heck? Oh. Yeah, that's... I'm worried that I'm just gonna keep getting such bad RNG that we're gonna have to, like, mercy kill it or something. That's
No,
even...
you'll get through eventually. It's okay. The run is almost over. It's gonna work out. Don't stress.
You got this.
RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. But this has still been an incredible run. Thank you so much, Dijon, for showcasing this game.
I mean, thanks for having me on.
This, as crazy RNG as this game is, it's still a big part of my childhood. And
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to learn how to run it. I'll be honest.
It's
The
pretty easy
RNG
to pick up.
gets... Yeah, the RNG gets frustrating, but it's real fun to do. It's also, like, it's one of those games where, like, the route is kind of, like... I know this one's not going anywhere. The route is it varies pretty wildly, like, just based on different people. Like, if you look at, like, the top 3 on the leaderboards for on SRC, like, they all use different routes, which are, like, different from this route. So it's very
Do
varied.
do either of our commentators do different routes when they have run this game before? Or do you use this one?
This is the most optimal route, but the RNG is
Gotcha.
awful. I run Bulbasaur. It's a meme category. It's not an actual real category, but I routed it. It's a bit safer, I would say, for a marathon, but it's definitely not faster. But you know, the other routes you can do. I mean, you can make different choices what you put in your deck, but mostly you're just always going to use the Charmander deck. There's a category called All Cards, which is very interesting and almost nobody runs. I would recommend anyone to check out All Cards run.
It sounds like the most nightmarish thing I've ever heard of.
Well,
Like, the RNG for that has got to be even worse.
well, yes, but there's strats. And there's a little, what do you call those things that they use in randomizers that you click on?
Tracker?
Yeah, there's a tracker for it. It's ridiculously large. Pretty funny.
I do most of the same thing that Dijon is doing, except with like a slightly different trainer order. But one thing I always forget to do is like to modify my deck before, like after fighting Steve.
We got 3 wieners! Sorry, I'm excited.
3 wieners!
Whoa.
I know you don't mind me interrupting for 3 wieners.
That is absolutely the opposite of things that I mind.
Alright, here's Articuno. It has no energy. That's a pretty good sign that
so,
Jack is...
I don't know if y'all saw, but like, I ran through like a bunch of
Energy removal.
ropes and stuff, and I had like 4 energy removals. And
Yeah.
The nastiest turn.
Yeah.
If I were playing this game and someone did that to me, like in real life, I'd have just immediately sweeped. I'd be like, nope, I don't want to play against you.
Well, it's for reasons like that they, after this era of Pokemon cards, they made new rules where you can only play super OP cards once per turn.
Yeah.
So finally, Jack is seemingly going
Yeah, I
to
think I
end,
got him on the
but
rope
there is a Lapras on the bench, so we got to worry about that. But I think this is pretty good. This is going well.
yeah, who knew that like the thing that would cause... Okay, yeah, I got a plus power. Who knew the thing that would cause him to finally peter out would be me Professor Oaking until I got 4 energy removals. And now he's just stalling like he's programmed to do when he can't win. Like that.
Alright, last prize. Let's go. It's over.
Alright, finally. Jack is dead.
Heck yeah.
Next, we're going up against the last Grandmaster. It's Rod. He is a so-called dragon trainer. He isn't really. He has a Charizard in his deck, believe it or not. Doesn't often happen that he pulls it out.
Wait, he does?
But
He has a Charizard?
yeah.
I've never seen it. I didn't know he had that.
But really, Lapras is the worst thing he has. Or Dragonair, if he gets Dragonair set up, but that's pretty rare.
I love Dragonair's my favorite Pokemon.
It's a good card, but it's definitely not one that we want to see, so sorry.
That's okay. I can look at my own Dragonair cards. I have Pokemon cards somewhere.
Just also gonna say that the soundtrack in this game absolutely slaps.
Oh yeah, he has Gyarados, but hopefully we don't see Gyarados either. And yes, the soundtrack is amazing. It's one thing that helps you keep your sanity when the game is mean.
It's definitely one of the best Game Boy soundtracks I can think of. And there are a lot of really good ones.
Managed to save that one. Sometimes it's a lot of resetting turns until you can find the one combination of things that's gonna keep you from dying.
That was sick. That was nice full heal.
And of course, I just straight up confused again.
Yeah, Lapras is the worst. I would say the worst in the entire game. Because it's a very common thing. Many trainers have it. Almost every time it's going to really annoy you. Cause you to lose
Why?
or
Did
cause...
what?
I'm not sure why he did
I'm
that.
confused why it did that, but sure.
I'm not sure either.
Okay, well let's see if this reset the RNG frames. Nope, it did not. I'm still getting tails. Did you just
Maybe
do
he's
it
just toying. He's just toying with you now.
just to taunt me?
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, you're gonna get taken out by a Magikarp.
It upsets me dearly that Magikarp can actually deal damage.
Well, in TCG, Magikarp has always been a card that doesn't deal a lot of damage and has very low HP. And Gyarados has always been a card that has a lot of HP and does a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is really not wanting me to get past it. Oh my god. This is some of the worst RNG I think I've ever had in a...
Yeah, sometimes it's just the game.
If RNG is going to happen, it's going to happen in a showcase speedrun. That's simply how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I prefer... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
They say it don't be like that, but sometimes it do.
It do.
Yeah. Sometimes I prefer to finish off the Grandmasters with Dugong. Just because it's a little bit more consistent, even though it's slower, but it kind of helps you stuff like this not happen sometimes. But in the end, the game wants to be mean. It's gonna be mean. And a lot of times your runs, if they haven't died yet, they're gonna die at the Grandmasters. It's specifically mostly to Jack.
Okay, I think we're doing good.
Yeah, this looks good. He has a Lapras, but I don't think he'll be able to get a lot of energy out on it.
Yeah, well,
when
if
he comes out.
Yeah.
You do have a computer search.
I think I have two, actually.
Well, nice.
And I didn't get confused, so there we go.
Ah,
Do I have a plus
Finally.
power? No, but I'm gonna computer search for one.
the game pitches you, finally.
Wieners, take us home. Oh, thank gosh, no confusion.
Well, you got everything in your hands you could need, so I think we're pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is the last prize, and then we're moving on to the last fight here. So, if you've ever played a Pokemon game before, you know that the last fight is never actually the last fight, and your rivals somehow beat you there.
Even though we let him win every time we fought him.
Yeah, basically we carried Ronald to the top. So Ronald has every legendary card in his deck, and he has a really strong deck. Legendary cards and the evolution, and of course Lapras. But what he doesn't have is all the energy that he needs to support those cards. So a lot of times, well, not really a lot of times, sometimes we get lucky and he doesn't have the energy he needs. So let's see how this fight goes. He's already energy removaled you, which sucks because you could have killed this Eevee this turn had he not done
I know,
that.
right? Okay. Alright. That's what I wanted to see. Here we go.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
Now we're on the trolley.
Triple Wieners, take us home.
Well, it's not over. We just saw a Dragonair on the bench.
Yeah.
It can be a problem.
Oh, no. Oh,
It's
my
alright.
favorite girl.
We'll make it work out. Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Dragonair, every time it attacks you, if it has enough energy, every time it attacks you, it eats one of your energies. So you have to attach energy every turn. And you better hope that Rhino doesn't have an energy removal. Otherwise, you'll never be able to attack.
No.
Freaking Ronald.
It may be faster to just try again.
Yeah. I think it is.
Luckily, this is the last fight, so...
Yep, we in there. Almost done.
Oh, heck yeah. We're starting off good. Okay. That was a good starting hand.
Alright. Yeah. It's good. Set up turn 3. Oh, and he didn't get a tail wag. That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Game is
Although I-
pinning us again.
I think Tail Wag is removed if you
Evolve.
evolve or
Yeah.
switch Pokemon.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, he's out of bench Pokemon. We got this.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so for this game, the timer ends when we get the legendary cards, and all the text has expired, and the screen fades to white for the credits. So we go over, grab the cards,
Yep, you gotta get.
and this is fun when you've got a PB because you get to just watch your time tick away while it goes through this. Alright.
Alright, yeah, these cards
Alright.
even good.
And... time.
Time. GG.
GG.
We
Nice
did
one.
it. We beat the RNG.
That was a pretty average RNG, except for the end there was pretty awful. You can kind of expect any no reset run to go awful in some place.
Yeah.
And thanks very much for doing a run. I enjoyed doing commentary for it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the commentary. And thank you again, Dijon, so much
Yeah.
for the run.
Thanks for having me. If you're interested in running this at all, just there's a leaderboard and resources on the SRC page for this game. It's
Do you
pretty
have
easy
any
to pick
kind
up.
of Discord or
There's just a general Pokemon speedruns Discord, and there's
There's a TCG channel in there.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much. Anything else y'all want to say before we move on to the next game?
Just check out for my race of this in Frame Fatales coming up in a few
Yes.
weeks.
Dijon and Leggy will be running this game again in a few weeks at Frame Fatales. They'll be doing a race, so stay tuned for that, friends. Thank you again so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't go anywhere, because next up we have Amber Cyprin with Pokemon Channel. I bet y'all haven't thought of that game in a decade. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.